Welcome back, fight fans. In today's video, we've got a packed lineup of headlines. First off, Kamaru Usman eyes Stephen Thompson for UFC return. Next, Conor McGregor rips Dustin Poirier's resume. In addition, Rockhold wants Georges St-Pierre grappling match. And last but not least, Sean O'Malley reacts to Tony Ferguson suffering his 6th consecutive loss. Kamaru Usman is making a comeback, but before he can book his octagon return, the former UFC welterweight champion needs to lock down an opponent that makes sense. That's why Usman is calling for two-time title challenger Stephen Thompson. Talking to the TMZ, this is what he said. "I've done everything there is to do. The only guy that, to be honest, that even makes sense right now is Wonderboy because he needs an opponent. Wonderboy has been around for so long, and he's just that name where it's always a good fight. His style is very, very difficult to fight. He's just one of those names. He's in my era that I never really got to fight." Conor McGregor seems to have mixed feelings about a potential spot in the UFC's Hall of Fame for rival Dustin Poirier. McGregor took to Twitter on Tuesday to say there was no way Poirier's career was worthy of induction in the UFC's Hall of Fame, and he felt pretty passionate about his point. This is what he wrote. "Never won an undisputed title, 0-3 in title fights. I disagree on Hall of Fame. All due respect, he has one solid win over me where he was getting pucked around the cage before he got it, and then the second off a leg break. He's done fuck all, Ariel. Not Hall of Fame, no way. Bottled it against Nate. Ariel is saying he should go for Nate next, forgetting he already booked and bottled it against Nate. It's recency bias, I'm sorry. He is a nice lad. He is not UFC Hall of Fame. Lightweight division Hall of Fame at best. Failed at featherweight, 0 wins and 3 losses at lightweight titles with a few wins. Colby, not a peep out of him after all was said, bottled Nate also. That's his welterweight run, 0. A lightweight Hall of Famer at best. The Hall of Fame needs tightening like vice grips." However, minutes after his initial post, McGregor seemed to have had a change of mind and wrote the following. "Actually, do you know what? Let him in then. Fuck it. I don't like to kick a man when he is down. It's not my style. All good, have a nice one. See yous at Christmas." Rockhold is throwing his name into consideration to be Georges St-Pierre's opponent for his upcoming grappling match. Rockhold is keen to compete in grappling competition after he parted ways with the UFC this past year and ventured into the world of bare knuckle and suffered a loss to Mike Perry. He caught wind of former 2-division UFC champ St-Pierre's plans to return at the UFC Fight Pass Invitational on December 14th, and Rockhold is all about it. While talking to the media, this is what he said. "Georges St-Pierre wants to go. I would go with George in a heartbeat, but if he's smart, probably not. I'm too big and too good for him. I'm not going down below 185 pounds. Grappling, I wouldn't go below 190. If George wants to go, I will meet him 190 pounds any day of the week. I'd love to do it. I'll go straight for your neck, straight at you. I don't hold back or any way of fighting. I'm going to come for you." Sean O'Malley has given his thoughts on Tony Ferguson suffering a 6th consecutive defeat over the weekend. On Saturday night at UFC 291, Tony Ferguson was submitted in the final seconds of his fight against Bobby Green. It marks his 6th straight loss inside the octagon, following on from a run in which he established himself as one of the best lightweights of all time. It's been a hard transition for many of his biggest fans to accept. The majority of pundits believe he should consider retirement, whereas others think he deserves one more shot. In the mind of Sean O'Malley, Tony falls into the latter category. This is what he said. "Tony Ferguson is on a 6-fight losing streak. Tony was eating them until he was sleeping on them. I say give him one more. Yeah, for sure. I don't want to count him out. Listen to who he lost to. Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira, Beneil Dariush, Michael Chandler, Nate Diaz, and Bobby Green. He's not losing to fucking turds." Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. We greatly appreciate your support and interest. If you enjoyed the content and want to stay updated, please don't forget to subscribe. Your involvement helps us continue producing and sharing more valuable content with you. Once again, thank you, and we look forward to having you as part of our community.